Now this is Oracle ADF is a framework. Okay, what do you mean by framework? First thing, you will have a programming language. What are those programming languages? You have Java, you have Python, you have C plus plus something, right? But these are the things. For Java language, Java is a language. ADF, Oracle ADF, OAF, Spring Boot, Struts. These are the frameworks. When it comes to Python, Django, LangChain, these are the frameworks. When it comes to C++, .NET, like that, we have the frameworks. See, by using language only, we'll develop the framework just to improve the productivity. It's as good as language is something which you buy the cloth and you get it, you make a shirt out of it. Framework is something just you buy a, okay, suppose you want to buy a kurta. Here you have to source the cloth, you have to source the tailor, then you have to give the measurements, and you have to get it stitched. This is the this is how you develop the applications by using programming language. When it comes to framework, you'll have hands, you'll have body, you'll have buttons, you'll have collar for that. Only the thing is you need to alter it as per your measurements. Okay, the basic things are identified for the development, and those things are already there in the framework. You only need to write what is required for your application. Getting it?
Yeah, Vidya.
So when I if I want to develop a Java application, first thing is I need to install Java. Okay, and I need to install JDBC related libraries. JDBC related libraries. Huh? Then I need to set up a server. If you want to run anything, even your SQL also runs on SQL server, right? If you need to run anything, you need a server. Okay. Now I have to create. I have to again. If I need any third-party libraries, all those things you need to install. You have to create the first thing. What you'll do, you have to create the project. How do you do? People ID. Actually, there will not be any tool now for Oracle ADF to develop. We are using first thing, let me get into this you keep it aside. I want to tell you what are the tools. What do you mean by tool? Since you are a SQL developer, you know about the toad, right? Toad is a tool. Why? You can write your SQL query in command prompt also. Tool, what it does, it is user friendly and improves the productivity. Same way for Java, we'll use Eclipse, JDeveloper. For Python, VS Code. Like that, we have many tools. Okay. For this also, VS Code works. Okay. Like this, we have many tools. Like if you are building SQL language, we'll use Toad or an SQL developer tool like that. We'll use. So what you can ask me then to develop ADF, why should I use Oracle JDeveloper? Why not Eclipse? See, it's a Oracle framework. And it is a Oracle tool. Obviously, they'll give much flexibility with their tool. Just it's a selling strategy. Same thing they can give to Eclipse also, but people will buy Eclipse. It's an open source thing, right? So they'll not give that much flexibility what we have with JDeveloper. So if I want to go with a Oracle product licensed product, I mean it's like JDeveloper license also. I think together they will sell. So that's why we'll use JDeveloper. Okay. Next thing is these are the tools, right? So we'll not have when we were working like with the plain language, it's like you need to set up, you need to write a database connection, you need to get the drivers, you need to install all libraries. It's not like that in now in ADF. You go to the JDeveloper, right? Just go new project, select Oracle ADF, select which kind of project you want to develop, web application or plain Java application. It will ask you, you have to say I want to develop a web application. It gives inbuilt. See here what you need to do: Java and database. You'll have SQL database, right? SQL server, and SQL database. Suppose Oracle XC, anything SQL database. It's your job to set up a server, and it's your job to write the connectivity code to the database, and it's your job to install the libraries. But when you use these frameworks, you need not to do all those things. They know for every application these are the basic things. That's why they handle them. That's why they handle them, what do you call, inbuilt. So that's the reason. If you go and select the project, and if you say Oracle ADF project, here it creates one view controller, it creates a model, and view controller and model will have automatic link. They'll give the UI. You just need to enter the values and it gets generated connection, right? That's simple it is. If I want to do this setup and just to write one basic page, it will take 3 days. 3 days in normal plain language. But when I use a tool, it will take only 30 minutes. That's why to improve the productivity, they are using the tools in the market. But one thing is for developers, yeah, their life will be used good. But the thing is, we end up learning many technologies. That's the problem. So you understood, right? Java is the language which is being used here. Oracle ADF is the framework. Like Java, for Java, we have many other frameworks like Spring Boot, Struts, and all. Oracle ADF is the one which we are learning today, and it is a Oracle product. And like Java, we have other languages also, Python, C++, etc. And those frameworks are this. And for to develop our Oracle ADF, we need a JDeveloper too. Till here it is clear.
Yeah, Vidya.
So next thing, what is that we need? So okay, you decided, now you understood basic, very high level, what is language, why do you need. Okay, Vidya, you spoke about the server here. I understood Java, I understood database, and I understood which is server. Here we'll use a WebLogic server. If to develop Oracle ADF, we need a we need a language, we need a database, we need a, I mean, framework. Okay, framework is Oracle ADF only. Framework. Next, database, language, database. What else? Server. Okay, the language is Java, and one more is tool. Database is what? Oracle. Framework is what? Oracle ADF. Server is what? WebLogic. Tool is what? JDeveloper. Right? You need not to install JDeveloper. You need not to install WebLogic server. When you install JDeveloper, since I mean the integrated WebLogic server comes automatically. Clear?
Yeah, Vidya.
Okay. So JDeveloper is what? IDE. JDeveloper is IDE, Integrated Development Environment, or you can call it as a tool editor. Okay. I mean coding editor. That's where you write the code, right? It's clear.
Yeah, yeah, Vidya.
The tool is JDeveloper, server is WebLogic, language is Java, and framework is Oracle ADF. Don't forget these things. These are very basic things. Next thing is, see, in SQL, how many versions you have?
But I currently don't know. We are using 21.3, I think.
That means it might have started with one version, two versions, some versions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Why the version will change? Tell me.
Any new things
Version to
or new,
version.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Any new things will be added, or any new keywords has been added for that version will be
Correct.
changed.
That's how it will be. So in Oracle ADF also we have versions. I'm not sure which one you are using, 11 or 12.
11G.
Yeah. See, it start when we all started with 10G, then 11G, then 12C. Okay,
Yeah, 12G
even though
now.
in 11G, the dot 7 is the heavily used 11.1.1.7. My voice is echoing. Could you please go on mute? If whoever using 12C, 12.2.1.3 or 12.2.1.4 they use. Clear?
Yeah, Vidya.
Anything, I'm fine with anything, but very minor differences. Okay, no, not I mean, significable differences. It's very simple differences. Okay, so this is 11.1.c. You want your training. Okay, the latest is 12.2.1.4. But since you are using this version, our training will be continued in this version. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So now, you know what is along with the see, you have to install JDeveloper also same version. Inbuilt ADF will come. So I'll install JDeveloper 11.1.7. I have it in my office laptop. I recently removed it from my personal laptop. I formatted it. I'll install it. Okay, this is the
Okay,
thing.
just one doubt. Can we use a different server and different database in this one? Not Oracle
Different
and not WebLogic.
project server. You can, you have, but in development we can't. In development, since you are using JDeveloper, yeah, you can do in development also. You can create external server connection. You see, end of the day, it's a matter of you create a ER file and you can
Yeah, yeah.
deploy anywhere. Yeah, you need to install those libraries. But as I said, we use only WebLogic.
We can create
Just
a,
because
we
of
can create. Okay, okay. We can create and test the application on WebLogic and we can deploy it on other server, right?
we can deploy, but you need to install all the libraries.
Okay, okay.
Got it right?
Yeah, got it.
But whoever is 90, 99, not 100%, whoever is using Oracle ADF, they'll go with JDeveloper and WebLogic only. So next thing is, okay, what is framework? Which layers it will have? It has model layer, it has controller layer, it has view layer, right? Model layer. It will talk to database. It will talk to the database. We will have business logic in model. Clear?
Yeah, Vidya.
Controller. Controller. Okay. It will page it navigations. It handles navigations, requests, responses. It handles. It's not only for ADF for that matter. Any web application, this is how it works. It handles requests, responses, and navigations, right? So view, it's like your layout, fields, etc. All drop downs, your everything. These three things will called as like model, controller, view. Is it clear? Okay. This is your place, right? This is, see, the place what you see. replace what you see. Like see these buttons, this navigations, this left panel, everything is built using UI. Correct?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm entering Bangalore, right? Otherwise Chennai, Chennai. Okay. So now you entered one input, right? So what happens? Now the controller starts playing. So you go on mute. Click on search flights. Click on search flights. When I click on search flights, what happens? Controller takes your request. First it reads from the UI. It validates your request whether the request is correct or not. It validates your inputs. Then if the request is good, it process your request to business layer. Business layer talks to the database and fetches the required information to the model, and the model again gives to the controller. Controller takes the data and decides where it has to be displayed. Got it? Controller talks to your UI and as well as with model layer. Controller is the one who takes your first. Controller reads your request and it validates your request. Then process the request. If the request is not good, it will not process to the model. If the request is good, that's how it's all based on how you design. It validates the request, process the request to the model, and the model connects to the database based on the request. Some request only needs a business logic. Some it need not to be. Every model need not to connect to the database. Something like some small logic will be there that can you want to populate the data that I can go to the calendar and I can get the Java calendar and can get it. For that I don't need to get the data. So some requests where we need a data to be presented or updated. So such request will be gone to the database and fetches the data and gives back to the controller. Controller decides which page it has to be displayed and it displays. Now I'm just giving search. Now what is happening in fraction of seconds? What it did, it took my request, I processed the request, send it, and it is given in response page. Got it? This is how model controller works. Model you can't see on the UI. Controller you can't see. Only the visible part is view layer. That's why the name is also like view. Controller why? It handles everything. That's why it is the controller. Model is what? It is the heart of the application, I would say. It is the one without that you can't say any data or anything. It connects to your database and it handles all your data. Got it? So now in ADF, every frame, see, MVC is an architecture, right? See, like your laptop has one architecture. What is that architecture? It needs to have RAM, hard disk, processor. Any laptop. So for that matter, it is Asus or it is Dell or it is some ThinkPad, anything. Any laptop need to have all these three things. So any MVC framework for that matter, whether it is a Python Django or anything, if it is or it is a ADF, for any web framework, will have three layers. Okay, we'll have three layers. One is model, one is view, the other one is control. We will call it as model view controller, but the interaction will happen like this. First view, then controller, then model. Who acts as a model in your Oracle ADF framework? ADF BC. ADF BC acts as a ADF Business Components. Acts as a model, right? Who acts as a controller? Task flows. Who acts as a view? ADF Faces. Clear? Hmm?
Yeah, with you. Yeah, with you.
So, who will be there in your ADF Faces? I mean, ADF BC? My entity object, my view object. View objects are various types. Read only, updatable, yeah, read only, updatable, programmatic, view based, which we can directly build a view object based on the overview. That is like programmatic only. It's okay. Let it. Okay. Entity is only one type. Programmatic entity is also there. Entity can be based on the table or it can be program. I mean, yeah, let it be. I think that is very rare scenarios. We'll discuss. Next, application model. These are the business component and IMPL classes in every layer. Clear?
Yeah, with it.
Next, next thing is task flows. You have bounded and you have unbounded, and in task flows also various other components that will not go in detail to ADF faces. In ADF faces, what you'll have? You'll have JSF page, JSPX page, fragments, and pages, right? Inside, if you go, you'll have panel header, panel group layout. You have many things, panel box, mhm, many things, many components you will have. You'll have listeners, buttons, all those things. Those things we'll discuss later. This is what it is. Is it clear? You
Yeah, with it.
actually in area we have one more layer called binding layer. That binding layer. Got it? The actually binding layer also together we'll call it as a model only, but I'm telling you separately. Binding layer, what you'll be having, all your page definition, everything will be here. What is binding layer? I'll tell you when tomorrow when I'm showing the application. Each significance of each file I'll explain. Page definitions, everything will be there. There will be a link between your page binding layer. Have the link between your page and model components. Okay, it's a layer. We'll not directly expose business components to UI. You'll expose the business components through binding layer to the UI. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
So next thing is all these things fine. How the applications we develop in AD? What is? Hey, you can ask me. Okay, uh, what is the difference of Oracle ADF when you compare with other frameworks? Yeah, I'll tell you. See, you have model layer, right? This model layer, ADF BC is one option. You can use ADF BC or you can use web services or you can use EJD. Anything. Anything you use. Hey, then you can ask me, yeah, model layer, how do you build Vidya? How can we use it in the UI? Yes, you can use it. What I'll do is we are doing such applications. What we'll do, we'll have a web service. On top of the web service, what we'll do, we'll create with that data. We'll create a programmatic entity objects, V objects, and then we'll use the controller layer and the ADF faces you. Actually, this way it is a very rare scenario. But actually, how it is working is actually, ADF is not a responsive UI. You know, right? What do you mean by responsive? If I develop a single application, responsive or progressive, I'll develop, see, with with the ADF, you have to develop a separate applications for web laptops or desktops, and you have to develop a separate application for your mobile, right? It is because this framework is not progressive. It requires two applications. So you can ask me entire all the three layers I need to build all the three. See, if I want to say I have an application, somebody asked you to create an application for flight booking. So you can create a BC, you can create a model layer, you can create a controller layer, but only two UIs you have to build: web UI, mobile UI. You need not to build everything. You are getting my point, right? Model and controller will be same, but you need to build web UI, mobile UI, two things. Okay, so still it is an effort, right? Still it is an effort. Who will have patience? I mean, now in this progressive world, who nobody is interested to maintain two applications and all. So now you can ask me to build. See, I know for web UI we'll use ADF Faces. For mobile UI, what we'll use? We'll use mobile framework. In ADF only we have other layer for mobile. We'll use that framework. So that is not nobody is interested to maintain two UI application. So what is happening is, suppose I have already existing old ADF application. Now I want that application to work in mobile and UI. So what I'm doing is, why I need two applications. Now let me use this model and this controller and build my own controller also. Yeah, we can use this model and controller and build my own layer my with JSP, with JavaScript and jQuery. It's possible. Anything is detachable. Getting it right? It's like renovating your house. It's not tightly coupled. You can if you want to remove the model layer and use the UI layer of ADF, it is fine. If you want to remove the UI layer, and if you want to use another framework like JavaScript, jQuery, also fine. It will This is called modular architecture. You can unplug any layer and you can use it. That is the beauty of ADF. Got it? Need not to be. All ADF applications will not be having all the. I mean, see, some applications will use, yes, ADF BC controller, and this is the traditional application. But some huge applications will have different layers also. Yeah, that is possible. First thing is, when somebody says, I'm working on Oracle ADF, you don't decide, okay, they are using ADF BC UI, and you have to ask what is your application architecture. In model, what you are using. In view, what you are using. Control, they can say along with I mean, model. Sometimes model we can build based on web services and other thing also. In our application we are doing like that. We have both ADF basis, we have web services also.
If you like our videos, then subscribe to our channel and be a part of the journey with GoLogica and stay connected with the latest videos.